availability with Patrik Laine. So we'll start. We just need you to raise your hands to ask questions, and we'll start in a few seconds. Martin McGuire, you're the first.
Hi, Patrick. Welcome to Montreal.
Thank you. Thank you. Bonjour.
Patrick, I'm just curious, why do you think that Montreal could be the team offer you a good opportunity to become the player that you were in Winnipeg? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, no, first of all, yeah, I'm obviously super excited to go to Montreal. Obviously I kind of lived that in Winnipeg of how crazy hockey is in Canada, and now obviously going to Montreal will be even crazier. So I think they have a good thing going over there. Obviously great organization, new really good head coach, a lot of young talent. And I feel like I'm at that point in my career where I can kind of guide these young guys, and since I've been around for a few years now and kind of seen a lot of things, so hopefully be helpful in the locker room and obviously on the ice, and bring my expertise, and bring the cup to Montreal. So that's kind of my goal for now.
Kent Hughes told us a few minutes ago that you were part of a meeting with him, with Jeff Gorton and Marty St. Louis. What was your first feeling after this first meeting with your new coach?
No, it was great. Obviously haven't really talked to him yet, but everything I've heard about it it's been all positive. You know, everybody knows what he did in this league as a player, so he kind of knows how things go. And the way I've heard him coaching, that it's the guys like him, and I like the way they play. So I'm super excited to get to know him more and get to know how the Canadiens are playing, and obviously jump in and try to do my thing and help the teams as much as I can.
Thank you very much. You had the camp.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Martin. We'll go with Eric and Stu. Eric, you're next.
Hey, Patrick. Welcome to Montreal.
Thank you.
Uh, Patrick, certainly out of respect for your privacy, I understand you've been through a lot over the last year. Wouldn't ask you to go into detail about that, but I'm curious, what have you learned about yourself over the last year that can apply to you taking advantage of the opportunity in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a secret that it's been a little tough on and off the ice lately, but I think I've learned you know, how do I put this? Just learn things about myself, how to handle certain situations. There's always going to be stuff that's happening to you, a lot of adversity and a lot of good things, but kind of how to handle that. I always wasn't the best at doing that, but I feel like now it's how to navigate through him, how to handle him. Is the glass half full or half empty kind of thing? And looking at things in like more positive perspective these days. And I feel like the handling and navigating through tough times is kind of what I've learned mostly about myself these past couple of years. So I feel like I'm at a really good place, and obviously couldn't be excited with the news from today. So
You mentioned on the ice. Obviously, you come with a reputation of being able to score goals. I'm wondering if there are other elements of the game that you feel prepared you can commit to at a level that will bring you to being a more complete player here in Montreal.
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just one thing that I've obviously been really good at doing that, but I feel like that's something that people always see like myself as just a goal scorer, but I know myself, I know I'm a really good playmaker. I know I can play hard. I can be hard to play against. So now it's just, putting all those things together. And just, I feel like it's maturing as well. Not only looking at the score sheet, but just try to find different ways to help the team to win, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do when I get to Montreal.
Thanks, Patrik. I wish you all the best in that. See you
Yeah.
soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Stu, you're next.
Patrik, I know you were looking for a fresh start and moving away from Columbus, and Montreal might not be the easiest place for that. I'm just wondering, with your meetings with Kent Hughes, what impressed you most about him that maybe helped convince you that Montreal would be a good spot for you?
Um, I mean, it was just seemed like a super nice guy. I mean, I don't think there was much to be said in that sense that I needed convincing to come to Montreal. Like it's I mean the biggest hockey market there is, and I've played in Canada before, obviously, and I loved every minute of it. So I miss being back there where hockey's the number one thing, and people really genuinely care about the team and obviously the players. So I'm didn't need too much convincing. That was I really wanted to go to Montreal, and obviously I know the city and how much they care about the team, how passionate the fans are. And yeah, for some people, yeah, it might not be the easiest place to go, but I've always liked being in the spotlight on the ice, and I feel like when there's a lot of pressure, I feel like in those times I've usually always been at my best. So opening the challenge to with open arms, and I'm super excited about that opportunity that I'm getting here.
Was it difficult in some ways playing in Columbus, a market that's not really a big hockey market? Was that an adjustment? And do you feel you have something to prove now coming to Montreal?
Um, I wouldn't say it was hard. I mean, even in Columbus, like people still care. I mean, yeah, and in the States, obviously there's more than just hockey, but I feel like Montreal, it's just hockey's the number one thing, and everybody, you know, breeds hockey basically. So that's probably the biggest thing I'm excited about again. Get to go somewhere where hockey is the number one thing. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is super excited to come over and obviously get things going with the team. So
Have you had any text messages or anything from Habs players already?
yeah, I've had a few. It's been a pretty crazy couple hours. I was on a walk with our dog, and yeah, it got pretty crazy. Phone got pretty hot from all the calls and the text messages, but yeah, there's been a few that reached out, so obviously much appreciated, and it's been a warm welcome so far. So that's been awesome for us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stu. Jean-François Chaumont, t'es le prochain.
Hi, Patrick. I,
Uh,
I know you said that you want to be a complete player, but I'm curious to know with the change of scenery, do you believe that next season you can come back as a 30 goal scorers and maybe even more?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to come back as a 30 goal scorer. I want to come back as a 40, 50. I've done that previously, and it's not by accident. But it's not just all about that. I want to come in and do whatever it takes to contribute to the team and make the team win, whether it's me scoring 50 or scoring 20, as long as the team wins. That's all I'm about. I just want to win. I'm kind of getting to that age as well. I'm not 19 years old anymore, so I just want to win. I know how important that is, how much fun winning is, and it's obviously been tough missing the playoffs the last handful of years, and obviously second year being in the conference finals and seeing what that's like. It's all we play for. That's why we work out during the summer, and obviously train as hard as we do to get to those games. And haven't been fortunate enough to get there in the last couple of years. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to contribute and take uh take the Canadians over there. So
Thank you. See you soon in Montreal.
thank you.
Merci, Jean-François. Arpen, you're next.
Hello, Patrick. Just congratulations on your engagement, by the way. I noticed recently that you and your fiance started this program to kind of promote better mental health and provide space to speak out. Like, again, without going into detail, but I just find it so refreshing to hear how you have a different perspective now after seeking out help. Like, can you just describe how that's changed your life to and why how do you hope to, I guess, spread that message that asking for help is can be beneficial?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're obviously pretty proud of it. The thing we're doing, had a lot of positive feedback and feel like it's, pretty close to both of our hearts. And we both know from experience that, life is not easy. So I think it's more about, talking about it, and that's kind of my approach to this is, for me, talking was the thing that's been helping, and somebody else it might be something else, but I can only speak from my own experience, but just try to spread the positivity about talking about these hard things. It's not easy, it's not fun, but it's so helpful in the long run. And that's kind of what I've realized during my journey, and just figured, start this project and kind of destigmatize this whole mental health space, and just it's okay to seek for help, and it's not a weakness, it's a strength. So that's kind of where we're at with this, and we're obviously really proud of it, and taking it as high as we can. So hopefully help a lot of people along the way.
Well, yeah, congrats on that. And obviously this is somewhat secondary, but I'm wondering if in the time you spent sort of working on yourself, if you've kind of reflected back on the hockey career and the extent to which maybe the mental challenges were hindering you. Like, did you learn about how to apply these things to how you perform on the ice, how you deal with teammates? I don't know what to what extent it might help, but have you thought about how you can apply what you've learned to your career?
Yeah, I mean, I think most importantly, it's been just about Patty as a person, more than Patty the hockey player.
Mhm.
Obviously, when one thing I've noticed is that when you're not enjoying whatever you do, you're probably not going to be able to perform, and that's kind of where I've been at. I haven't been enjoying myself for a while, but now I'm, happier than ever. Off the ice, obviously, and done a lot of work on myself to get me back to this point where I'm actually super excited about playing. Obviously in a new place with new teammates, in a new city. Um, so I've learned a lot of things over these last couple of years, and now it's a really good time to put them to test. But yeah, I'm absolutely readier than ever. So
All right. Thank you, Patrick. I'll see you soon.
thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Arpen. Les deux prochains seront Marc-Antoine et Simon Olivier. Marc-Antoine, c'est à toi.
Hello, Patrick. Thanks for sharing that, first of all, and once again, welcome to Montreal. I think you had surgery on your shoulder. Where are you at in that on that front?
No, it's yeah. Had a little operation earlier, but feels great. Been just actually got cleared to skate, and I've been skating now, and no issues. Still absolutely ripping the puck, so no issues there. But yeah, overall body feels good. Still obviously got a month until camp, so got lots of time to make some adjustments, but overall right now feels really good. No concerns with the body whatsoever, and with the mind. So feel like I'm in a really good place as a whole package.
That's great. Also, I was curious to know because you asked for a trade like to the previous administration in Columbus, and back then, I mean, you were already on the program, and my understanding is that you needed to be out of the program in order for things for the trade to get into like the next gear, next level. So how was it to be like in that situation where on the personal side you had things you wanted to deal with, and but at the same time it was things maybe were a little bit on the standstill from the hockey trade point of view. So how did you live that situation?
No, it was I feel like I kind of believe that, everything is gonna work out. My main focus was obviously getting me healthy again, and then everything else will kind of sort itself out after. But yeah, I mean, I got out of the program as soon as I was 100% ready to come back to play, and then obviously the trade thing worked itself out like I was hoping and I was believing. And but it wasn't tough to think about it like that, since I was mostly just focusing on getting me back to health, obviously physically and mentally. But yeah, just like to believe that everything happens for a reason, and got out of the program when I was healthy. And now we're here going to Montreal, so it all worked out as we hoped.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci Marc-Antoine. Simon-Olivier, c'est à toi.
Patrick, I'm wondering, actually, a few other journalists touched on it about the fresh start you needed, the way you wanted out of Columbus. What actually do you feel didn't work out in Columbus? Could you have seen yourself come back healthy next year and pursue your career, or did you see a dead end for your career in this organization?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't, if I'm being honest, I don't really want to get into that, like whatever happened, happened. You know, um, I don't want to look back on it too much. I just want to focus on, what's ahead of me. But it just, it just wasn't a great fit for me. Obviously I feel like the team and myself needed to move on, and me as a person needed a fresh start somewhere else. So that's kind of, I feel like I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, now I'm just more focused on what's ahead of me instead of what's in the rear view mirror. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
All right, I respect that. About what you said earlier about the way you handle negativity in a better way than you used before. You use the word passionate to describe the market, but it can be euphemism because this market is passionate when things are good, and it's passionate when it's bad. It can be really bad and really negative. How do you feel you have now the tools to handle this big, possibly huge amount of negativity?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously passion is a great thing. Yeah, sometimes, when we're not playing great, I'm sure it's a lot of negativity, but I feel like it's only because people care. And I think for me it's just, I feel like early in my career, I feel like I was taking things too personally. But now I feel like just, we're gonna keep working on what we're working on, always try to get better every day. It doesn't matter what anybody else is saying. I know, people want us to win, and people want us to get better, and that's what we're trying to do, every single day. So just try to block out everything else as much as we can. And, I think the most important thing anyway that's going on is inside that locker room, and whatever the guys are thinking. And that's kind of all that matters. But yeah, but I like the passion over there. So I'm excited for that.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Merci, Simon-Olivier. We have two more, Brian Hedger and John Chidley Hill. Brian, you're next.
Hey, Patrick. Good to
Oh,
see you.
Brian, how's it going?
How are you, man?
Good.
Good to see you smiling. Listen, I'm wondering, with your time in Columbus, how will you look back on your time here as a Blue Jacket?
Um, well, it's been kind of a roller coaster. Obviously, it didn't work out the way that anybody was hoping. Obviously for me personally and for the team, obviously we wanted to get something out of this, but I feel like for me, I learned so valuable lessons mostly off the ice about myself as a person, and that I can take with me for the rest of my life. But I'm still gonna, cherish my time in Columbus. Yeah, it wasn't always easy, but yeah, when you look back on it, I still, I loved being and living in Columbus. The people are great, people are awesome, the fans are passionate. So there was definitely a lot of good times in Columbus, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, the only thing I have for you, other than that, is kind of curious. Like, you had a long time, obviously, since you went into the program to now. Um, can you say at what point you kind of came to a decision where you're like, maybe a change would be better? And did it matter that we've had a lot of change here in Columbus? Don Waddell's new, got a new coach, that kind of stuff. Did any of that matter?
Not not really. I mean, I kind of knew that even before going into the program, that change of scenery could probably be beneficial, but I don't think at that point any changes that were made really moved the needle at all for me. Um, I just knew as a person that I needed a new start somewhere else, more so as a person than as a hockey player. And that's what I'm more worried about, me as a person. So obviously there was stuff that happened in Columbus on and off the ice that, kind of haunts a little bit, but so just feel like I needed a restart for my life and my career, and now obviously super fortunate to have that in Montreal. So obviously couldn't be happier about it.
Thanks, Patrick,
Thank
and
you.
good luck, bud.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Brian. John, you're next.
Hey, Patrick, congratulations on this new chapter, as you've been talking about. Obviously, the Habs are the most historic franchise in the NHL. I'm curious, maybe not even as a player, but as a fan, is there a particular Montreal Canadiens moment or tradition or anything that you're looking forward to that's specific to the Habs and their very historic and frankly beautiful culture?
Um, I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, there's probably so many. I feel like just playing at the rink, I think that'll be pretty cool. It's one of the most famous hockey arenas with the most history, obviously. So I'm gonna be super super excited about that. Skating in front of the fans for the first time. And then I think, I don't know, probably just having Saku as the captain over there. I think that's pretty cool to go to somewhere where they kind of know what Finns are like already, and he was well respected and liked over there. So hopefully I can follow up. I don't know if I'll be able to do as good as he did, but I'm gonna try my best to you know be be as good as he was in Montreal. But yeah, there's just like million things to choose from, but I would probably say those two.
I actually, as a follow-up, I actually covered the World Juniors in Helsinki in 2016. And I saw Saku and Timu greeting you guys after your gold medal victory against Russia. What kind of an influence has Saku had on your career? And, what does he mean to you as a player?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever actually, like, outside of that, like, met him in person, but I feel like he just has such a big influence on hockey overall, especially Finnish hockey. I feel like him and Solani and those guys are obviously the biggest biggest names that we have that played over here. I mean, there's so many, but just to say those two. And yeah, it's just been so helpful for younger generations to come to the league and seeing those guys do it, seeing those guys be successful. So it's been helpful for a lot of kids, especially myself when I was growing up to see those guys play over here and how well they did. So just try to build that same kind of legacy for the next generation. I guess, but yeah, it's been super helpful.
I have one last follow-up, and I promise it's an easy one. Whereabouts are you right now? Because that has to be the nicest Zoom backdrop I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually I'm down in Florida. Yeah, don't you guys don't get confused by the two. I put it on as soon as I heard I'm going to Montreal, so I got to get used to it again. But yeah, down in Florida where we've been pretty much the whole summer, so gotta get used to the cold again. So I'm preparing.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you. Merci.
Thank you very much, everybody, for your participation. Patrik, thank you so much for your availability, and thank you for doing this, and see you in Montreal pretty soon.